Here's Johnny.
Welcome to my nightmare.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Come and play with us, Daddy.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Fear Freaks podcast. I'm Braden.
I'm Destiny.
And we are the Fear Freaks. We got a fun episode tonight. We're talking a little bit about Leprechaun. This is our St. Patrick's Day special. St. Patrick's Day is one of, in my opinion, the most underrated holidays. It's an entire day dedicated to freaking alcohol and drinking. I'm a big fan. So, one of the most underrated holidays ever. But good to see everyone here tonight. We surprised you guys. We were supposed to go live in about 3 minutes, but we jumped on early. We surprised you guys tonight. Got you guys here a little early. Brett, man, what's going on? Good Real Hunting. They always after me. Oh, after me, Lucky Charms. At first, I was like, English. And then I was like, oh, I was like, it's Irish, always after me, Lucky Charms. I got that. It took my slow brain a minute to kind of catch up and I'm not drinking, I promise. Like I asked Destiny, are we drinking tonight? The answer was no. So, yeah, well, I don't know how long this episode's going to be. Because there's just like, as Destiny was saying before this, right? There's just so much to say about Leprechaun. The greatest, like, guys, this is the movie of the fucking millennium. Like, I mean, this is it. This movie is just pure gold. See what I did there?
Oh, fuck me, dude.
I can't even right now. I'm done. Destiny's like, I've had too long of a day to put up with this. Like, this is bullshit.
Honestly, and whenever I don't feel well, I feel like I'm more unfiltered,
You're unfiltered?
Yeah, like whenever I don't feel well, I'm like, fuck.
That's fine. That face, legit, I think that was the worst face you've ever given me, probably since the initial time on House of the Living Dead when I was pretty much shitting on your show. So,
Yeah.
Like
much.
that was probably the most what's the word I'm looking for? Diabolical look you've given since then, You're like, oh, shut the fuck up right now, or
Honestly,
I will leave. You're like, I will leave this stream faster than you could fucking blink. Like, but how you doing today, Destiny? What's going on? What's going on with you today? What's happening? What's happening in the life of Destiny?
Nothing much.
Nothing.
I
Happy to be here.
Yeah, I worked today and got home and got ready for this. I start season 2 of The Boys today.
Fucking great show. I'm so happy you're watching that right now because it is so good. I see that you've made it through season 1. Is Homelander as menacing as you'd expect?
Fuck Homelander. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Fuck him and fuck the Deep.
Oh, just wait until this season. Yeah, just wait until you see what happens. I'm so excited to see like what you think. And season 3 obviously comes out June 1st. So
I know. I kind of wish. Wait, what? March, April, May, June. That's so far away. I should have waited.
For what?
For season 3, I should have binged it right before.
Oh yeah.
Whatever. Too late now. I'm not going to stop.
It's literally only a few months away, but they just released the teaser trailer for season 3, and there's no dialogue. It's just like music and clips, and just from those, I was just kind of like, I was texting my buddy about it. I was like, the fuck did I just watch? Like, I mean, and I'm like, I would expect nothing left. Or nothing less from that show. I mean, the show is insane, and I love their marketing behind it. I love, like, do you follow, or I wouldn't follow them until...
No, I haven't yet. I want to catch up.
I was going to say, follow the boys' account, like, when you're all caught up on the show, and, but the finale, holy shit, of season 2, it's actually, I think, it's the last 2 episodes are fucking crazy. Like, it's batshit insane.
Yeah,
like,
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. I like it a lot so far. It's been really good. If I didn't work, I would have been, a lot further. But
It's
because
very,
they're so long.
yeah, it's very binge worthy, you know, like just like sitting down and you get connected to all the characters. Who's your favorite? I gotta ask, who's
I
your
mean, who do
favorite?
you think is my favorite?
Oh, Huey.
The
Jack Wade,
Yeah.
Jack Quaid. No, my
Yeah.
my favorite is Billy Butcher. I fucking love
I
Butcher
mean, he's
so.
pretty fucking cool too.
I love like how his favorite word is literally cunt. Like
Cunt. He
he
says it
just
all the time, and
he
I love
says
it because I like saying that word, and no one else does. But I'm just like, yes. Every time he says, I'm like,
yeah.
thank you.
Like even like his when this is back in the first episode, like when he fucking like ran into Translucent at the end, he goes, well, if it ain't the invisible cunt. Like
It's so
I
good.
just
I keep
yeah.
telling everyone at work to watch it. I'm telling my boyfriend to watch it. Or I'm like, so this is what's going on so far, and it's been really fucking crazy. Some of the shit I've seen, just like, oh god. I watched something today at work from the show. I was just like, literally gagging because it was
Mm-hmm.
so fucking gross.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah, it's violent. It's interesting. It's got really good character development, and I think that it's definitely like the different type of superhero thing because it's like you're normally used to seeing superheroes be good, and this is kind of like honestly, in my opinion, it really tackles what would be going on with superheroes if they actually existed. Like they would be ran like under some sort of Fortune 500 company. You know, like they would just be doing some just diabolical shit. And you know, then there's this group of people that you care so much about, but they don't have any powers, and they're literally going up trying to stop these superheroes. So it's like they all feel vulnerable in that state that they could fucking get blasted into literally the kingdom of heaven at any minute.
yeah, because I texted my best friend Maddie and I said, hey, she's like, I said I started The Boys, and she says, what's that? And I said, it's a series and it's about superheroes, but they're not good people. And she was like, and I was like, you should watch it. And she was like, oh, I don't care for superheroes. I was like, no, I don't either. But if I'm watching it, come on, like I think you should watch it because, like, yeah, I don't like superheroes, but they are for the most part bad people, and that's really interesting. And I like it.
I was the exact same way, like what you're doing right now. Like I told my buddy to watch it. He finally watched it. Actually, I was at his house one night. We were drinking and like we just put it on and we watched the first 2 episodes and he goes, dude, this is fucking good. Like I was like, I know. And then I literally told my parents to watch it. And my dad and my mom literally binged it in like a week. Like they were done with both seasons, and you know, like they both really enjoyed it. Anybody who's here on the stream, watch The Boys because I'm telling you, it's fucking worth it. So highly recommend. But yeah, already getting sidetracked. We're talking about The Boys. And
Sorry,
we should
it's
be
just
talking.
more interesting.
It really is. But we're talking now about the movie of the fucking century, Leprechaun, written and directed by a lovely man named Mark Jones. And I'm not even gonna lie, I had no idea that there were 7 of these fucking movies. I thought that there was Leprechaun, Leprechaun 2, and Leprechaun Returns. I had no idea that there was one where it went to space. I had no idea that there was one like where it's like back to the hood. Like, what the fuck is this franchise? I don't plan on watching any of the other ones. You know, I will always probably only watch this one. I might watch Leprechaun Returns because isn't that kind of like what Halloween did? Isn't it like an official sequel to the original Leprechaun?
Yeah.
So
and Ozzy comes back.
And Ozzy comes back. I like Ozzy actually a lot in this movie. You know, like I will say that the thing that saves this movie, in my opinion, is the cast of it. I think that the cast kind of really saves it. There was actually quite a few times, even when the Leprechaun himself was on screen, like where I was just like, okay, could we just get back to the cast? Because like they're actually, I'm like liking the conversations that they're having. One thing I hated to see in this movie is the tarantula that was like residing in that basement of that house. Hate that because I hate spiders. So, you know, it's like that though. It's like, I feel like when you see a house like that, there's never really a spider that big. So I'm just like, if I ever saw something like that, I would be like, yeah, no, that it's the spider's house now. We need to fucking get the hell out of here.
It is his house. Here you go, sir. I am gone.
Like, I mean, so Abby obviously lives in Arizona. She actually just showed me a picture not too long ago of a fucking tarantula in her mom's house. And I was just like, I've been to this house. What the fuck? Like, I mean, like, she was like, yeah, like last Halloween we were carving pumpkins, and on the porch there was a spider, like a tarantula actually. And like, the biggest fear of anybody is like when you see a spider, you turn around, you turn back, and it's gone. And like, that's exactly what happened. They like literally went into the kitchen, left the fucking front door open, came back, and the spider's gone. And they later discovered it inside her mom's house. It's big, it's gross. I hate it. If I ever saw that, I would be out of there. I wouldn't be doing it.
I don't know. Like, as long as the spider's not like on me, I'm fine with them. If the spider's not on me, I don't care, you know? As long as it's not on me. One time I was taking a shower, actually, and I was like washing my hair, and I look up and there's this little baby spider just hanging out in the shower with me, and it stayed there for a while. It's gone now, though. I don't know where he went, but he was my little friend, my shower buddy, I guess.
See, that's crazy. I would have smacked it, and it would have been done. It would have been done for. Like a spider like that, I can do. It's like Australia. That's off my bucket list officially to visit. I'm never going to Australia ever.
I told you that story that one time, right? About the spider on my leg whenever I was laying down to go to sleep.
Yeah, you did.
That was, see, that spider.
Didn't you think it was like Bailey's leg or something like that? And like, or didn't you think it was like Bailey? Like,
I thought, yeah, maybe just like, yeah, or like even maybe my leg hair, because you know, I let it grow out sometimes. And I was like, oh, okay. But then I felt it moving more, and I was like, okay, that's not normal. And I took my hand and I got it, whatever it was, and I threw it fast because it scared me. And I grabbed my flashlight and looked over there, and it was a spider like that big.
Dang.
And you could still feel it where it was. That I don't like, because I don't want them on me.
Yeah. No, I don't like. I just don't like being in their presence, honestly. Like, everyone's like, would you ever do like one of those things like where a spider can crawl on you? And I'm just like, fuck no. Unless I'm getting paid like $100,000 or something like that for it, fine. But if it bites me, I want more. Like, you know.
Understandable.
And Abby's like sitting there, like she's trying to tell me. She goes, it just feels like if they bite you, it feels like just a big pinch or whatever. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what it feels like. I don't care.
I have gotten bitten by a spider before, which turned into a staph infection, which then left a little hole in my leg, and I have a little scar on my leg, but it was a spider bite at first. But I think I had gotten it. I went camping. I think I got bit when I went to sleep.
Jeez.
And then it turned into staph.
Wow.
Wasn't fun. That
doesn't sound fun. Not at all. So anyway, yeah, there's a spider in this movie, guys. It's in like 2 shots, and that's why we went on this spider tangent. So, you know, I honestly think that the chat here is talking more about Leprechaun than we actually are, because, you know, they're all excited to talk about the best movie ever. Jennifer Aniston, 6-time Oscar nom for this movie. This movie was nominated for every award in the Oscar. I'm totally fucking kidding, guys. There are some people in here that's like, where the fuck did this guy get his information?
Did we look at the same website?
Yeah, right? Like, wait, this won an Oscar? For why? For what?
For why?
Under what category? Like, you know, no, I mean, I gotta say, like I said about this movie, the cast does kind of save this film a lot, actually, by a long shot. They actually have some good, no, I shouldn't say good characters. I mean, they're fine. It's just funny. I feel like if I was blasted out of my mind watching this, I feel like then I might have a better time. But I honestly, it was a struggle for me to sit down and be able to watch this entire film. Like, I was like sitting down. The only thing that like kind of kept me going is every time Jennifer Aniston walked by on screen, I was just like, all right, well, there's that. And then it cuts away, and I'm like, well, now there's other shit happening. There's this, and I honestly forgot that Jennifer Aniston was in this movie. Like, I can't even lie. I actually, like, when she came on screen, I was like, holy fuck, that's Jennifer Aniston. Like, this is insane. Like, and I never see her talking about this movie, and I wonder why. Like,
Yeah, I think so. A podcast I listened to, they just released an episode about Leprechaun, and one of the guys had said that he found like a more recent interview, but it's still not recent, but it's more recent.
Yeah.
Of her like talking about the movie, but she sounds super sarcastic with everything. She's like, "Oh, I got to play such a complex character and all these emotions," but she's saying it very sarcastically. So, there's that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, and then we got Warwick Davis as Lubden the Leprechaun. I mean, like, this entire film revolves around the Leprechaun trying to get his gold. I need me gold. Like, like, where's my gold? All that stuff. That's basically it. That's what's going on. It is a leprechaun that gets left in a crate in the beginning of the movie, and a 4-leaf clover. In a way, the 4-leaf clover, I mean, I like the idea and I like the concept of the movie. Like, the 4-leaf clover kind of resembles like a cross if like you're trying to keep like a demon out, or like if you're performing an exorcism and you're trying to get a demon out, you hold up a cross, and it's like every time a 4-leaf clover is presented, he like backs up, he's like, where did you get that, like right in the beginning. But yeah, like I think that the concept is good, and then it's just the way it's executed is just it's more funny than scary. I wouldn't consider this a horror movie by any stretch of the imagination. Like, I mean, like, the only horror element in this movie is the kills, and the kills even are kind of funny to watch as they play out on screen. Like, it's ridiculous. I think it's so funny when he like drives around in his like little vehicle, or like he fucking busts out of the barn on his tricycle and is like going super fast. I'm like, what? I'm like, this is crazy. I'm like, somebody is making this movie right now behind all of this. Like, somebody's filming this. It's wild. But it seems like we've got a couple people in here that actually enjoy Leprechaun. Like, some people are saying Leprechaun 3 is amazing. I've never seen anything past 1, honestly. So again, I had no idea that this movie was literally a 7-film franchise until last week. Like, all news to me. Destiny, what do you like about Leprechaun?
I like Ozzy, and I like the little boy. Thought they were pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I love Jennifer Aniston's outfits in the movie. I think they are great, and I want every one of them. I like the makeup for Leprechaun.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that, really nothing. This movie was not it for me. I watched this movie a lot growing up, specifically at my mom's boyfriend's sister's house. Anytime we would visit there, we would watch the Leprechaun movies, like the first 3 maybe. So we watched this one a lot, and I liked it as a kid. And I remember liking it, and then watching it again Monday, I was just like, whoa, I don't like this. It was, like you said, it was pretty hard for me to get through, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like one of those movies like where I was just like sitting down. It's been a while since I had seen it, and I do remember actually liking it. So I was kind of semi-excited to sit down and watch it again. And then it starts, and I'm pretty sure I texted you like right away. I was like, the acting in this movie, like I was like, whew, like this is like right off the bat, it just kind of feels like a student film acting wise. Like, like I feel like that nobody was even really trying. Like, but I mean, like, again, it's a fun movie. Like, if you look at it and you just like, but if you really want to sit down and you want to nitpick it, there is a lot of things that you can nitpick. That's for sure. But I mean, ultimately, I feel like that if you're just watching this just to watch and you're just trying to pass some time and maybe drink some alcohol with it, I feel like that, it'll be fine. Good Real says, I always heard you can do a drinking game with Leprechaun. Drink every time for the quotes, I'm a leprechaun and me want me gold. Like, I do feel like he does say that, quite a bit. Like, I love how people ask that question like so many times in this movie. Now that I think about it, they literally ask, what are you? And he says, well, I'm a leprechaun, and it's just like, what the fuck does he look like?
No, literally. Like, I get it, like, leprechauns, like, but we have an idea of leprechauns. And he looks like a grotesque version of a leprechaun, but, like, come on now. What do you mean? What is he? He just wants his fucking gold. Just give him his gold, and he'll go.
I think the biggest thing that bothered me was when Ozzy says that there's a leprechaun multiple times, and when he finally reveals himself to the Jennifer Aniston and the guy, I don't even remember his name. What the fuck is his name? Nathan. When he reveals him, she still asks, "What are you?" And it's just like, it's the fucking leprechaun.
Ozzy already told you.
Ozzy told you since the very beginning there was a leprechaun. So yeah, like that whole sequence of I do like that scene, like when Nathan he trips in the bear trap and then the leprechaun comes out and every one of them is just kind of taking turns beating the shit out of him. I'm like, dude, just kick that little fucker. Like, I mean, he's bound to go flying, I know he's got powers because of his gold and everything, and his gold gives him powers and whatever. But it's like, the fact is even one little piece of gold missing. It's like he gets his gold. The movie could have been over. And then there's one little piece missing that's in Ozzy's stomach because he swallowed the gold coin because he's an idiot.
He didn't mean to. He was trying to test it.
He was. He
See
was
if it was real or not.
Trying to test, but you don't fucking put the whole thing in your mouth. You just.
I think he did. He might have just inhaled. You never actually done that?
No, never.
Accidentally inhaled something? No?
I've accidentally inhaled a bug that was flying too close to me, but that's about it.
Wow.
What?
Disgusting.
I'm just saying. It's good protein, actually, so, I mean, I didn't mean to freaking swallow it. It just got burned with my stomach acid, I'm sure. So, here we go.
That's a good story. That's good. Yeah.
I know, right? That it's rich, right? Should I write that story? It'll take all of 5 minutes to do.
You should. You could probably do that right now, actually.
I probably could right on the stream. Everybody can watch me write it. All right, so some fun information about Leprechaun. The film came out January 8th, 1993. The runtime is 92 minutes. It was distributed by Trimark Pictures. And then it was written and directed by Mark Jones. And I don't know if I've ever seen another Mark Jones movie. He's done Leprechaun. He's done Leprechaun 2, or he wasn't the director of Leprechaun 2. He actually didn't direct another Leprechaun film after this. So this was his one movie. He's also done movies like Rumpelstiltskin. Is this a horror movie? It is actually a horror movie. What? It's a fantasy horror comedy film, so it's probably got the exact same vibe as Leprechaun. Rumpelstiltskin.
I've definitely heard that name before.
You've definitely heard it in elementary school. It's about as I'd say that story is probably about as popular as Tom Sawyer or something like that. You've heard of Tom Sawyer, right?
Yeah, the one with the boat.
Yes. Okay.
An Easy A.
Huh?
Wait, I don't know what I'm saying actually.
What? You're not even drinking. What's going on?
I don't know. I think my brain is shutting down.
Oh my gosh. No. Destiny. You want me to pull up this comment right now?
What?
Should I do it? We got the fantasy football expert destroyer says Leprechaun is better than Scream.
That's bold.
That is a
Now, if
bold
that's your
statement.
opinion, that's totally fine.
That
but,
is a bold statement. I respectfully disagree. I think Scream blows this by 10 million, like 10 million%. I'm destined. I'm definitely. I'm Destiny.
I'm Destiny.
I was looking at your name here on the screen.
I'll do
I'm
that shit at work all the
Yeah.
time. I'll read a message and I'll take an order, and then I'll say like a word that I'm reading instead. I'm just like, what am I doing? What am I doing right now?
Yeah, it's like that just happens to me sometimes. Like, honestly, sometimes I'll be like typing an email to somebody and I'll like, be thinking a word in my head and I'll just like start typing it.
Yes.
And I'm just
I
like,
do that
oh,
all the time.
yeah, I'm like, oh dang, I
Whoa.
cannot be
No.
sending that. But yeah, like, I mean, Leprechaun is it's a fun tongue-in-cheek type of movie if you're into these sort of into these sort of movies. The budget was literally $1 million. It made its money back. It made 8.6 million at the box office, which is definitely something, right?
Yeah.
Like it successfully made its money back, which is obviously any filmmaker's goal, is to at least make the money back, and it did. And I just couldn't believe that it dawned as many movies as it did. Like that was kind of surprising to me, at least, that it was able to make like 7 movies. Do you plan on going to watch all of them?
Absolutely not.
No, like one.
I'll watch the 2018 one. Yeah. And that's probably it. I just don't think these movies are for me. And you know what? That's okay. And I don't want to force myself to try to watch them.
Yeah, like here's like a little bit about the production. It says Mark Jones, the writer and director, had a career in American television shows. Desiring to make a film, he decided that a low-budget horror film was his best opportunity. And this honestly goes for a lot of aspiring filmmakers out there. I definitely think that I think that horror is a good start to a lot of filmmakers, and even for actors. You see so many big name actors start in horror. Like, I mean, Paul Rudd started in horror. Jennifer Aniston started in horror. Kevin Bacon started in horror.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah. So it's like, you see a lot of, big names that we know now today start in horror movies. So I think that, and that's not like that's not hating on the genre or anything like that. That's just like, it's simpler, I guess, to get into, because horror movies could be a little bit more cheesy, and if you're just trying to get off the ground, why not, right? So it says Jones was inspired by the Lucky Charms commercials to create a leprechaun character. Only his twist was to turn the character into the antagonist. Jones was further influenced by the film Critters, which featured a small antagonist. Jones brought the concept to Trimark, who were looking to get into film production and distribution. Leprechaun became the first film produced in-house by Trimark and to be theatrically released. That's interesting. See, I didn't know that. So there you go, guys. You guys know any companies that are just like looking to start up something? Go and pitch your idea to it, and they're going to buy it. They'll even hire you to write and direct it, I guess. So Entertainment Weekly quoted the budget at just under $1 million in an interview with Fangoria. Jones stated that he began writing the script in 1985 and spent a long time developing the leprechaun character, which he initially envisioned as a horrible, murderous creature, but which became more of a comedic and developed character before filming began. Developed? Yeah. Is developed the right word?
Maybe. I think it was Warwick Davis's idea to make it funnier.
Yeah.
So like I was saying, it was supposed to be pretty straightforward horror. And then whenever he got on, he's like, oh, we should make it funnier. And so they did.
Yeah. It says, actually, the next sentence here says Warwick Davis, who had experienced a dry spell after playing the protagonist in Willow, liked the script and was excited to play against type. Jennifer Aniston, who was an unknown at the time, impressed Jones, and he fought to have her cast. Wow. So at one point, she was fought to be cast in Leprechaun. Like, that's crazy because like Jennifer Aniston obviously had a huge latter half of the 90s, and then it's like the 2000s, like she was huge, and now she's still like, obviously huge. But like this is like 20 years ago or 30 years ago. 30 years ago in 1992, she was literally unknown and got cast. It was actually fought to get cast in this movie. That's crazy. Like I had no idea, because it's like I just always thought that she just had the proper look and that she was just naturally, amazing and talented and stuff. So yeah, that's super interesting. I had no idea about that. Here we go. Sequels and reboots. Let's talk a little bit about these. Leprechaun was followed by 5 sequels: Leprechaun 2, 3, 4 in space, which is fucking crazy. This came out in 1997. I wonder if that had anything to do with, the concept of Jason X just being like Jason in space. Like, and then Leprechaun in the Hood, and then Leprechaun Back to the Hood. I didn't know that the 5th one was in the Hood. In 2014, a reboot, Leprechaun Origins, was released. That was a reboot?
That one's the one that I was telling you that's like not a Leprechaun movie.
Oh my goodness.
It's super weird. It's like you don't even really get to see the Leprechaun. It doesn't talk. It's nothing like this Leprechaun.
I'm like looking right here. After Leprechaun's 2 theatrical gross disappointed Tremark, Leprechaun 3 was released direct to video. And then Leprechaun Origins had a theatrical release.
Wow.
What? I don't even remember. I worked at the movies at that time in 2014. I had no idea about it. It wasn't released at my theater. That's for sure. So, that's interesting. And then Leprechaun Returns was released on DVD on December 11th, 2018, serving as a direct sequel to the original film. Interesting. I mean, I don't mind watching Leprechaun Returns. I'm not going to lie. I feel like that one might be one where I'll actually sit down and watch. I feel like, and also IMDb says that it has a higher rating than a lot of the Leprechaun movies. So, I mean, maybe I'll give that one a chance, because a lot of these horror movies, I feel like every horror movie minus Scream, every major horror franchise has now done, like, they've retconned all the other movies and have now made official sequels to the original films. Every movie's done that except Scream. I mean, they kind of did like a soft reboot with the TV series, in 2015, which I liked. I liked the first 2 seasons of the TV series, actually. Anybody who hasn't seen the TV series and wants to kind of give that a chance, it's actually pretty interesting what they do. Have you seen the TV series for Scream?
I saw the first 2 seasons.
Okay, you just haven't seen the...
No, I haven't watched like the Resurrection season
Scream.
or whatever.
Scream Resurrection.
But the first 2 seasons, I remember, and it's been a while because I watched them as they were airing, so it's been a while. But I do remember liking it. I remember the killers, and it was actually pretty bloody. There were some death scenes I was like, "Fuck!" They actually they went there, and it's on Netflix right now. So if anyone wants to watch them, they're on Netflix.
Yeah, no, I mean, I liked the first 2 seasons. The 3rd season, I didn't really like so much. But I thought that the first 2 seasons were fine for what they were, going with, and it was on MTV. So I mean, I don't know what people were expecting, like, for it to be like super, super good. It honestly was better than I anticipated going in. So, that's kind of why and I like the characters. I
Yeah.
think,
Oh my God. And you remember the song that Brandon James sings, the Daisy song?
yeah.
And then that was like on TikTok, like that song. Anytime my boyfriend be on TikTok and I would hear it, it'd be that song. I think of the Scream TV series.
Yeah.
Every time I hear that song now.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say that honestly, like the update that they did, like for it's not like the Ghostface killer, it's the Brandon James killer, which is honestly kind of cool, and I like the look of it. It was weird to see in season 3, like knowing that you were watching the TV series, like the original Ghostface costume back. I was like, I mean, it's cool, of course, always to see that, but it felt more of like a fan film than a continuation of the TV series. But yeah, I mean, like, fuck, what else is there to say about Leprechaun other than it's like,
I don't know. I feel like watching it, there's just like a lot of like, oh, they go to this place and then they're at a diner and then they come back to the house and they go to this place and they come back to the house, and it's a bunch of walking around and looking, and it's just like a bunch of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd watch Mad Men. Well, I'd started this movie like a couple weeks ago, and it was just really fucking, honestly, it was boring. But I had started it, and so Sunday I finished it, and it was kind of like my same problem. That movie is just a bunch of them just like walking around doing nothing. And I was like, okay, cool. So I watched that Sunday, and then Monday I watched this. I was like, great, another movie where people are just walking around doing nothing, basically. I was like, cool, awesome. So
because we love seeing movies like that, right? Like,
yeah, I was just like, come on. I remember really liking this movie, and I had rated it on my Letterboxd. Like when I first got Letterboxd, I gave it 3 stars because I remember liking it. Going back, I changed it to like 2 stars, maybe even 1.5. I don't know, because I really did not like it.
Oh goodness, what movie was that again?
Madman.
Okay.
It's an 80s slasher. Some people said it was so good, and I was like, cool. And I would watch it, and I was like, oh no, it's not what I wanted at all. It was just fucking boring. I don't recommend it. Literally, it was them walking into the woods and dying off one by one with stupid deaths, and everyone was dumb and just bad. It was bad.
Yeah. Dang. Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
It's okay. Y'all can't be winners, you know?
Yeah. No, I mean, everyone has their taste in movies and stuff like that. What are you eating? That looks pretty good.
It's a Lindor.
Is that like a Christmas one?
Yeah, these are from Christmas.
Oh, wow. Nice.
But they still taste good.
Still in the holiday spirit, huh? Good Reel says, so that begs the question, Destiny, Leprechaun or The Seed?
Ooh. I would say The Seed, honestly. And I literally I wanted to shut that. I watched The Seed, and because the premise sounded really cool. It's an alien movie. It says that on the thing, not a spoiler or anything. So I was like, cool. And it's about like 3 friends. They're all girls, and it's like a girls thing. And I was like, awesome. I think I'll love this movie because I like this sort of movies. And I was literally 54 minutes in. I had 30 minutes left. And I was like, should I just shut this off? This is not good. I'm not liking it. But then it fucking takes this twist, this turn. It's like, wow, I'm really glad I didn't fucking turn it off because it goes for some shit. And you see some crazy ass shit in those last like 35 minutes. So
dang,
if you're going to watch it, it's a chore to get through, but I feel like the last part of it made up for the rest of it, which I gave that movie 2.5. So
yeah, see, sometimes like that's like, that's why I always, like, no matter what, watch a film from start to finish, even if it's fucking a pain to get through. You always just hope that the finale is gonna kind of like make up for some of the other shit that was before it. It's like I always kind of go in with the like open mind that okay, like the movie sucked, but maybe the third act will be the saving grace of, because a good ending, honestly, sometimes like that'll be what people talk about more, and they'll be like, well, it has a good ending, and that'll kind of get people to sit down and be like, all right, like, hey, Like, just sit down and watch it. And I don't feel like that's the case with Leprechaun, though. You know, like Leprechaun, I just feel like is just kind of a chore to get through. Period.
It's just this for me the whole time. Like there was it wasn't like this. It didn't go even lower. Well, I guess towards the end I was like, okay, let's wrap it up. I'm getting really tired of this. But for the most part, that movie was just like this for me. Leprechaun. All the way to the end.
Yeah, I mean, like, tone-wise. And I mean, like, even like if you really want to kind of like nitpick it, and I know that this movie was of low budget, but still, like, the reveal of Leprechaun, even after all those years later, it just cuts like right into a close-up of him in the crate, of him just kind of like opening his eyes. And like, you know, I just feel like there was like no sort of like suspense. I just feel like it's like this little critter's been in there for fucking 10 years. Like, how the fuck is this guy still alive and survived without all of his gold? Like, he's literally just been chilling there. You know, and I know that it's like, you know, a comedy more than anything, but like, still, like, you're just sitting down, you're just watching it, and you're just like, dude, what the shit? In a way, I would almost say that that's about as disappointing as in Jaws the Revenge. Like, when it cuts to the close-up of the shark and there's no suspense of the reveal, and it just literally cuts to the shark and that's it. Like, whereas the first movie does such a good job at leading up to, you know, the reveal of the shark, Jaws the Revenge, by the time we get to the fourth one, it's just like we're at a POV shot, boom, oh my god, there's the shark, just a close-up of it.
God.
Like, oh, and I mean, I'll say this again whenever we talk about Jaws on the show, because we definitely will be covering that at some point. But what do you call it? The fact that the fucking shark in that movie follows the Brodies from New York.
This time it's personal.
To the Bahamas. What? Like
that, oh my god. I really look, I'll still watch Jaws the Revenge. I grew up watching it and I grew up loving it, and I still have like fondness for that movie, but oh my god, how can you contradict what y'all have already established from the second movie? The lady literally says, "Sharks don't take things personally, Mr. Bodie." And then they're like, "You know what?
Don't.
This time it's personal. It's the fucking tagline."
I know.
How can you do that to yourself?
I
man?
know. Like, that's fucking, it's wild. I mean, even the opening kill of that movie is
I don't know.
It's just so choppy.
It's choppy, but I still find it kind of scary, because like, that's pretty scary. You're on a boat alone at night. I would never do it. I get it. It's his job. He can do it. But like, to me, I always found that still pretty scary, because I'm like, damn. Like, there's something like getting attacked by a shark during the day, horrifying. But getting attacked by a shark at night, when you already can't fucking see anything because it's nighttime, that to me is even scarier. Which I think is why that opening is so good, even though it's like sunrise, whatever. But it's still dark.
I mean, don't get me wrong. That is a movie I used to watch on repeat. Literally, I just used to watch all of them on repeat. Like, you know, it was just kind of like, it was that. Halloween, Freddy versus Jason was huge in my household. I mean, I watched that. I fucking loved Freddy versus Jason, like, so much. That was just constantly on repeat. Like, those movies were just like, oh, and Twister. I broke my Twister DVD like 3 times because I had to, like, my parents had to buy it for me 3 times because I broke it. I watched it so much. Like, I mean, yeah, I loved Twister. I can literally quote that movie like the back of my hand. And yeah, like, I all those movies, like, I loved. And, you know, every Jaws movie, every time it was summer, it was a nice day out, like, I would always just kind of like want to sit down, have Jaws on. Jaws 2, I actually really I liked. I liked
Jaws 2.
And yeah, like watching Jaws 3 and 4 right now, like, the 2 best ones are the first 2, Jaws 1 and 2. But watching 3 and 4, I mean, the effects of Jaws 3 is fucking god awful.
Amazing.
But it's god awful. But it's like, you could sit down and you can watch it. like, and just have a good time with it. Because even
I literally just did Saturday after I watched the seed. I was like, I want to watch Jaws 3 because
I did see that. I saw,
Jaws 3.
I saw that on your story.
My Instagram, yeah.
Yeah, I actually almost commented on it and said something because I mean, yeah, Jaws 3 is like, still a fun movie. So, and I can't believe it had like that's a young Dennis Quaid in that movie. Like that's fucking crazy.
It is, yeah. I love it.
Yeah, I can't like you're getting me excited to talk about that on the show. Like
I know
like,
you mentioned Jaws, and I have a little perk in my freaking stride.
Yeah. I know, look, I know. Look, now you're actually talking, like
because I don't like Leprechaun. I don't want to just shit on it, but I did not like it. Yeah. I didn't like it.
Don't like it.
Like I said, I liked Jennifer Aniston's outfits. I thought were great. Ozzy and the little kid were great. And Warlock Davis, he was great. Don't get me wrong. He's great. I wish it was more serious. But besides that, I didn't like anything about the movie, which is unfortunate. Even before we got in here, I was like, oh my God. We have to talk about Leprechaun, man.
Yeah, I know. Well, we can shift gears and we can talk about what St. Patrick's Day plans are. And then we can, wrap it up because I've said what I wanted to say about the movie. It's fine. But I feel like if you're plastered, then I think it's a much better vibe.
Definitely.
But yeah, good real. He says this stream 20% Leprechaun, 80% everything else. Basically, I mean, it's like I can just tell. Like I was like going through Leprechaun stuff, and Destiny's just sitting there, and I was like putting her to sleep, like talking about it. She's just like, I don't care about the history of this movie. I don't care about this movie. Can we fucking move on, please?
The plot's so simple. Leprechaun wants his gold. Ozzy accidentally eats a piece. The rest of the movie, trying to get his gold, gets his gold, missing a goddamn fucking piece. Down the well with you, Leprechaun. He said he's coming back. And he did.
He did.
Several times.
He did. He came back for 5 extra movies and then 6 actually. So
yeah, 6 and then got his little ass rebooted.
Yep.
Oh my God! And the guy, from Freddy vs. Jason, the one that plays the guy friend, not Will, but Will's friend. He's in Leprechaun, the 2014 movie. So
is he?
There you go. You're welcome. I've seen all the fucking kill counts for these movies.
Oh.
No shocker.
This one, I mean, this series, I can't even give you shit for. I would honestly, that's like the spark notes of it. I would do it too. Like, I mean, like if I need to know now what happens, I haven't watched any of the kill counts for the other films. I did watch when this one came out because I had seen Leprechaun. I did, but I haven't for any of the other ones. And it's because I just didn't care about him. Like, this is one that I'll watch from time to time. But this was my first time watching it in a while. And I just kind of was like sitting here and I was like, when the fuck is this going to end? I actually sent Destiny an image of me. Actually, I had to open a beer like to watch it. I was like the only thing getting me through this movie right now.
Literally, I was watching it while getting ready for the stream. And I was like, okay. And then I was watching Bailey Sarian on YouTube while watching the movie and getting ready, because it's like I have to have something else to like distract me with, because this just isn't doing it for me.
Yeah And I mean, the reception was obviously, a film like this was bad. It was negative by critics and everything, but it has its moments. It does. It has its moments. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Ozzy is definitely a standout character for me. I do like when he calls the police station and he's like, you got to send everybody, the army, the navy, the Leprechaun's attacking. And then he goes, okay, Ozzy. Okay. And he goes, Leprechaun. He goes, what was it last week? UFO? No, UFOs. The aliens or something like that. I'm just
and then Jennifer Aniston's character, she's like, you didn't tell them exactly, that there's a leprechaun, right? He's like, yeah, I did. And I told them to send everyone. She's like,
yeah.
Come on, y'all should have told him not to say that. He's gonna fucking say there's an actual leprechaun. He was saying it to y'all. say there's a bad
but
guy.
I mean, like his also he did have a valid response. He did say, well, yeah, because that's what it was. He was being honest, but
He
it just sounds
is.
ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
it's like imagine, like, honestly, if anybody ever came up to me and said something like that, I've seen so many horror movies, I'd fucking
I'm gonna
believe
believe him.
I'm gonna be like, yeah, there was, and guess who's not going inside? Me. Like,
Because I've seen the movies.
I'm like, that's why I said watching horror movies is beneficial for your intelligence on how the fuck to survive one. Like, like the minute that you see anything skeptical, like I tell Abby this all the time. I'm like, Abby, if we're ever at a party and I see something that just is out of place and I say we need to leave right now, we need to get the fuck out of there right now. There's no hesitation. You have no time to ask questions. I will leave you. Like,
You're going. I told Bailey one time, I was like, listen, if I ever say that there's a haunting happening and if I think something's actually going on, I need you to just believe me, man. Don't try to gaslight me how these motherfuckers do in the movies. Like, oh, if I don't believe you or you're just imagining it. No. It's like, I need you to believe me because I'm not going through what these women go through.
Yep.
In all these fucking movies.
Yep. Like, I swear to God, like eventually when I get around to having kids and like the minute that one of them says that they see an imaginary person, I'm like, you sure damn right you do. And we're getting the fuck out of here. Like,
you sure do, Billy. Let's leave.
You sure do. We're out. Let's go. Pack your shit and let's go. Like,
literally, I'm like, no.
I will have this house on the market in seconds. Like, I mean, like,
whatever you say, little dude. Just typing.
Yeah, I'm just sitting there and I'm gonna be like, babe, kid says we gotta.
Did you hear what fucking Joe just said?
What he just said?
Get out.
Yo, this is, kid says that we got a ghost in our attic. We sure do. Let's go. Like,
yes, me too.
So I mean that's how my brain's gonna work. I'm not even gonna be like, all right, well, hold on, stay down here. I'm gonna go look. Never go look. I mean, like, why?
Which honestly though, I'm that person and I'm like, dude, you got to stop doing that. If something happens at the house, I'm usually the one that's like, what's going on? I'm like, no, don't be curious. That's how you die. Mind your business.
Yeah, right. Like,
my neighbors are yelling in the yard. I'm watching, but like from a distance,
Right. Like, literally, like, that's how you genuinely get into a situation that you don't want to be in. Like, you hear something outside. Even if you peep your head around the corner, a fucking axe can come swinging around the freaking corner. Boom, you're done.
You're dead.
Toast. Yeah.
Like, okay, the other day, in front of our house, at our neighbor's house, a fucking I Love Nachos food truck is parked in front of their house. And I was like, what's going on? We're like looking through the window, like on the other side, so we're like, so they couldn't see us. I Love Nachos. And then they open the thing and they pull out the ramp thingy and the neighbors all looking in there. And I'm like, what if that's drugs? What if that's not nachos? I was like, what if it's drugs? And my boyfriend's all looking. I was like, get the fuck away from that window. I was like, if they're selling drugs and they catch you, they're coming after us and we're going to die. And he's like, dude.
Yep.
For a nacho truck? And I was like, you never know. That's exactly how you die.
They freaking, and plus, I mean, I've seen enough shows and movies to where I know that they use trucks like that to load illegal shit on in order to get it to and from places. I know for a fact that that's what they do.
Dude, I'm watching The Boys right now, and I know you just don't fuck with these trucks, man. You just gotta.
Like, like my brain always goes like, this is just me. I don't know if it's just me. Maybe it's other people, but like my brain just like goes to like where, okay, I see a Bud Light truck. I just saw this the other day. I saw it turning and I'm like, is there really Bud Light in there though? Or is there like, is it like shipping, like, is it like transferring something to somewhere illegal or, like, I'm like, is it really the product that is like, said on the truck or, because again, I've seen enough shows. Like I'm watching Ozark right now, which is it's a money laundering for a drug lord show. And I've seen, like, and I've watched Breaking Bad. I've watched, Better Call Saul. And there are so many scenes where there are trucks that look like ordinary trucks that have drugs in it. So I'm just like, interesting. So yeah, I mean, this is just where my brain goes. I'm like, you can't trick me. And if it is Bud Light, great. Then that's fine.
Great.
Doesn't mean
Good
that
for
all you are good though. Doesn't mean that all you aren't doing illegal shit.
No, and it makes me
So
wonder, like, if you're ever like driving somewhere, and like, what if there's a car that has someone that's like kidnapped in it, and you don't even know, and you're just minding your business driving? That's kind of crazy.
yeah, like the movie The Call, like when that
Yeah,
guy
that was
like
a really
kidnapped the
fucking good
girl.
movie.
Yeah, The
And that
Call
guy
is
was just trying to help, and
the
then
Call is quite thrilling. I can't even lie. Like, you know, it's like actually it's definitely quite a good movie.
that was a good movie.
Brett says, but nachos is a drug, and I'd be the dumb one to go get me some and check it out.
It's on you, Brett. You let me know if there are nachos, because I would get some nachos, but
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, a taco truck, that'd get me out of the house.
I'll go
I
try it.
mean, yeah, it would say tacos or burritos, and I would be there 100%. I mean, like, if I'm gonna die and you're actually gonna give me a burrito or something like that, then sign me the hell up. Like, let's go get me a fucking burrito, because I'll do it. So yeah,
It's your one weakness.
it is. It truly is. Like, loving
Burritos.
tacos and burritos. It's like my favorite food ever. That and pizza are like my two favorite foods of all time. And like that would be enough I would smell it and I'd be like, yep, well, I guess if it's safe, then that's great. Everybody can come get some and we could have a taco party. I mean, I would probably try and negotiate my way out of it. Like, I'd be like, yo, do you really want to do this? Can't we just all be friends and like have a taco party, you know, like
Can't we just
right
have
here?
a taco party?
Yeah. Like, I mean, you're spending all this time, you're making nachos and tacos and all this shit. Like, do you really want to do this? Is your way of luring people in? Like, I'm like,
Obviously, it's smart.
I'm like, you just need someone to talk to, obviously. You know, so tell me what's going on in your life and we can, you know, move on.
Where did it all start?
Yeah, like tell me your history. I'm just gonna. Can I grab a burrito from you, please? Then I'll listen. I'll sit down.
Eating it, and he's just talking.
Yep. I'll be like, you got any Coronas back? Oh, you do. Oh, why don't you just pop one open and like, you know, like let's just sit down. Let's talk.
Let's just talk.
Let's just do it. You know, like, oh, this meat, I really like what you did with. Oh, it's human meat. Oh, wow. Oh, interesting. So tell me about that. You know, tell me exactly how this happened.
Where did this start?
Like, I'm gonna be like, it's not me, so that's all I care about. Like, you know.
Have you seen Fresh?
Huh?
Have you watched Fresh?
No, not yet.
Gotta watch it.
I've seen a few people actually watching it.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
Is it on Shudder?
It's on Hulu.
Okay, I'll have to watch it. Maybe we can add that to our April lineup of stuff coming up.
You know, it's another movie we should do.
What?
Sorry. Snakes on a Plane.
We could do Snakes on a Plane. Samuel L. Jackson, I've had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane.
I fucking love Snakes on a Plane. How you're saying like Twister?
Yeah.
My Snakes on a Plane was my Twister. I watched that movie so many times as a kid, and I fucking love it still.
I'm down with doing Snakes on a Plane. We can do that. We can add that to. We've got April coming up. We haven't covered our April lineup yet. I do know that our Jurassic Park stuff starts in April, which is going to be pretty fun for you because you've never seen them. So, you know, I can't. That's shocking. Like, you know, that you've never seen a Jurassic Park movie, but I'm excited to talk about those. So we have Jurassic Park coming up, and then maybe we can do Fresh. We can do Snakes on a Plane. Maybe like for the finale of April. Yeah. Brettman says better have a good month, a good April lineup. It's my birthday month. What if we just had a good birthday week episode for you?
And it's gonna be Snakes on a Plane. You're welcome.
Snakes on a Plane.
Snakes.
Now, Brettman deserves a whole month. Okay, Brettman, you got it. We got Jurassic Park starting, so, you know, there's that. I know
That's
he's
exciting.
I know he's a fan of Jurassic Park, and Destiny's never fucking seen it. Like, this is gold. Like, it's gonna be awesome. So, yeah, there honestly is not like a bad Jurassic Park movie in my. Actually, I lied. Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, the second Jurassic World, is not great, but it's entertaining at least. And there's some stuff to say about it. There's some good, and there's a lot more bad. But I mean, I do like J.A. Boyona, the director who directed The Orphanage, also. But yeah,
He directed what else?
The Orphanage, not Orphan, but The Orphanage. It's like
Really?
Yeah.
I like that movie a lot.
Yeah, so he directed Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. It's got some great cinematography and great direction. Just the story isn't there. So, yeah.
Interesting.
But all right. Well, yeah, guys. This stream turned into like 90% everything else and 10% Leprechaun. So hope everybody has an amazing St. Patrick's Day. I'm off for the next 2 days.
Wow.
Because Abby is coming into town to visit, so I'm touring her around Chicago tomorrow. Yeah, I'm excited about that. So she actually gets in. She's on a plane right now. She gets in tonight. She gets in at 11:15. I have to go pick her up. So otherwise
Well,
I'd be on Xbox or in bed. So
I'm watching X tomorrow, so.
oh, see, I freaking can't see that because Abby doesn't like horror movies. I just can't take her to go see it. So she'd kill me, honestly.
I'm so excited.
I'm thinking Sunday night is when I'm gonna go see it because she leaves Sunday afternoon, so I'll probably go Sunday night. Don't like have a great time. I mean, if you want to, depending on if you like it or not, we can maybe do that Monday night for our episode if you want. Up to you.
I'm done.
Or we can do next week. Is next week Adrian coming on? Is that already next week? Or is that the last week?
I don't know.
I've
written down somewhere.
Yeah, I gotta figure it out. But yeah, have a great time with X. I've actually heard pretty good things about it. So definitely excited to see that. Yeah, I think next week we might have Adrian on, but I'm cool with talking a little bit about it as well. Or we can just wait for it to come to Blu-ray or something and just add it to a lineup like for later on this year. Nonetheless, I'm sure we'll be covering it at some point because, I'm so excited to see that. I forgot that. Honestly, I keep forgetting that comes out this week. Like it's just because this year is already going by so fast. We're already tomorrow's St. Patrick's Day. Like that's insane. So, anybody who's going to see that, have a great time tomorrow night or Friday or whenever. I will not be seeing that until Sunday, mostly because I'm dating a woman who does not like horror.
Well, see, my boyfriend doesn't like horror either,
but he just goes.
We'll at least he'll go with me.
Yeah. I mean, like I'm trying to get Abby to sit down and watch Halloween so she can go
X is probably not something she should
probably
watch
not.
Yet.
I don't think
From
so.
what I've heard, the movie is probably not yet. I've heard it's a lot of porn. Which I'm looking forward to.
It's exactly what it's marketed as. It's like it says that these are young filmmakers making an adult film.
Which I cannot fucking wait to see.
And I can't go see this with Abby because I'm just gonna be gawking at Brittany Snow the entire time.
Yeah, probably not the best thing.
So yeah, I'm just gonna be like staring at her and I'm just gonna be like, she's just gonna I'd get caught up. I'd be like, well,
100%. I will give Bailey full access. We'll be doing it together.
Yeah.
Because she is so fine.
She is.
She's so beautiful.
Yep. But all right, guys. Well, I hope you guys have a great St. Patrick's Day. Hope you guys enjoy X if you guys are going to see it tomorrow night. I am definitely going to be drinking, so y'all can catch me doing that. We got 350 Bud Lights downtown somewhere, so let's get it. I'm excited. But yeah, thank you guys so much for another fun episode, even though we didn't talk too much about our topic because it's not one that Destiny and I are very passionate about. Had to get some sort of St. Patrick's Day episode out. So I hope that you guys have a very fun and eventful Thursday. Look forward to more episodes very soon. And as always, if you guys like this, don't forget to join this channel on its journey to 10K subscribers. And we will see you guys on the next episode of Fear Freaks. Bye, guys.